Boxing fans, we've just uncovered something wild. Leaked footage of Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis going head-to-head in a private sparring session. For years, rumors spread about what really happened behind closed doors. Some claimed Floyd schooled Tank like a master, while others said Tank shocked his mentor and walked out bragging. Now the footage is finally here, and it's set to change everything we thought we knew about their relationship. From heavy shots to fiery exchanges, we're breaking down every second of this hidden showdown. We'll also look at how this sparring may have sparked their infamous fallout and whether Floyd still sees Tank as boxing's future. But before jumping into the footage, let's rewind. Floyd and Tank weren't always rivals. Floyd was one of the first to see Tank's talent. Back then, Tank was just a hungry kid from Baltimore with knockout power and big dreams. Floyd took him under his wing, signed him to Mayweather Promotions, and helped shape him into a rising boxing star.
Tank would not be where he is.
He's attached to Floyd Mayweather's name
Floyd Mayweather.
And his skill and so forth and so on.
And all his resources.
Yes.
Don't forget now.
Yes.
His resources come with him.
And do you think Floyd's a little like, hey, listen, man, I helped build your career, and you're going to walk away?
For a time, everything was smooth. Floyd played the role of mentor, Tank was the eager student, and the future seemed promising.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. You know, he basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you," you know? And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. You know, with that's what I was real. That's what I was told at the time. So
here's the truth. Tank was never the kind of fighter who liked being controlled. As his career grew, so did his confidence, and he wanted to run things his own way. Floyd, on the other hand, is known for being a control freak who built his legacy on discipline, precision, and carefully planned decisions.
Tank would not be where he is.
He's attached to Floyd Mayweather's
without
name
Floyd Mayweather.
And his skill and so forth and so on.
And all his resources.
Yes.
Don't forget now.
Yes.
His resources come with him.
And do you think Floyd's a little like, hey, listen, man, I helped build your career, and you're going to walk away?
The cracks soon became obvious. Floyd began calling out Tank's training habits, weight struggles, and personal choices, while Tank fired back in interviews claiming he didn't need Floyd anymore. Just like that, their once strong bond started to crumble. But their biggest clash didn't play out in the media. It happened inside the gym, and this leaked sparring footage might be the proof. It begins with both men squaring up, Floyd calm and calculated, Tank bouncing on his toes and locked in. You can sense the respect, but also the tension. Floyd opens cautiously, testing Tank's movement and snapping out his trademark jab, gliding around the ring with ease even at his age. Tank, unfazed, stays patient, watching closely and waiting for the perfect moment to catch Floyd's rhythm.
Up and down. What do we do? We bury them, pull them down, pull them down, pull them down.
Then Tank suddenly fires a wild left hand that comes within inches of Floyd's chin, sending the gym into an uproar. Floyd just smirks, gives a quick nod as if to say, "All right, you want to take it there." And that's the moment when things turn serious.
He ain't told Kevin nothing like that. She boxing, baby. She boxing. She boxing. She boxing.
This is where the gap between a legend and a rising star becomes clear. Floyd raises the pace, slipping shots and countering with pinpoint accuracy, tagging Tank just enough to show who's in control. Tank holds his ground, digging in body shots to wear Floyd down, but Mayweather's defense is untouchable. Every time Tank lets his hands go, Floyd is already gone.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest game?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
The greatest of all time.
Here's where the footage gets intense. Tank's frustration boils over as Floyd talks trash, dodges punches, and makes him miss badly. Tank snaps, swinging wild haymakers, searching for that one shot to put Floyd in his place. But Floyd is too slick, slipping, countering, and even laughing at some of Tank's wild swings. Then it's basically over. A perfect right-hand counter from Floyd stuns Tank for a moment. The gym explodes as Floyd steps back, smirking, showing exactly why he's undefeated. Tank shakes it off, but the frustration is clear on his face. This was no longer just sparring, it had turned into a full-on battle. After that session, the relationship between Floyd and Tank was never the same.
Has the time come, gotta ask you this, has the time come for Tank Davis to take control of his own career and leave Mayweather Promotions?
It don't necessarily have to be leave Mayweather Promotions. It's about just becoming that man, handle your own, responsibility, your own priorities. So I feel as though it's my career, so I feel as though I need to be the one to control my career. You know what I mean? So, and it's time. You know what I mean? Everybody don't need to, have them training wheels on them forever. You know what I mean? Time to, ride their own bike without training.
Fallout between Tank and Floyd wasn't just two egos colliding, it ran much deeper. Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime trainer and father figure, was right in the middle of it. For those who don't know, Calvin has been with Tank from the very beginning, shaping him from a scrappy kid in Baltimore into a boxing phenom.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. Now, I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, It's a rocky road that we seeing what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to be built itself. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, calm is it. I don't like using that word calm, but our Lord knows. He knows.
And let's be honest, Floyd and Calvin didn't always see eye to eye. Rumors suggested Floyd thought Calvin was holding Tank back, while Calvin felt Floyd was controlling every part of Tank's career. Tank was caught in the middle. At first, he idolized Floyd, but Calvin had always been there through the tough times. As Tank's star rose, Floyd kept trying to call the shots, making business moves Tank didn't always agree with. Those cryptic tweets Tank sent at Floyd? Not random, they were built-up frustration from feeling micromanaged. Calvin, meanwhile, made it clear he was fully behind Tank.
Let me explain something to you. Tank don't look at me as coach, he look at me as dad. Do it look like his son supposed to be taking your dad? I don't even feel right. Y'all hear this sound? Tank don't pay his coach. Tank gives me anything I want.
Right.
But I'm a man at the end of the day. Absolutely. And I'm a hustler.
Right.
Second foremost, I came from that cloth. You understand? He watched me lose my house, my wife, my family. He watched me do it. It's bigger than boxing.
Right.
Boxing is just a web.
This power struggle drove a wedge between them, and eventually Tank had enough. He broke away from Floyd, choosing loyalty to Calvin over the glitz and glamour of Mayweather Promotions.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
And we can't ignore Tank's looming retirement. This time it feels real. 4 years, he's been teasing it. One moment calling out boxing's biggest names, the next hinting he might step away from the sport completely.
25 is After next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight, you're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Remember when he said he was done with all the drama and just wanted to relax with his family? That was classic Tank. But now, it's official.
Floyd left Bob Arum. It's not good for, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
And get this. His fight against Lamont Roach on March 1st at the Barclays Center could be one of his final bouts ever. Tank, in his prime, possibly walking away from the ring. It's pretty wild.
He's going to retire at the end of next year. Do you think he has one foot out the door?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a mistake for him to say that, especially in front of me. So, I'm going to just take advantage of him and show him why he shouldn't have said that or why he shouldn't be contemplating that.
Fans are hyped for the Roach fight, but there's a dark cloud over it. This isn't just another bout. It could mark the end of an era.
I don't know Lamont Roach, but, when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire. Yeah. So don't come and, but don't come and come at me and go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over and then you fight for 15 million and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking my promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. But was it Unquile didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about, 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
With all the buzz around his legal issues and rocky relationships, you can't help but wonder, is Tank really done, or is this just another tease? Either way, March 1st is shaping up to be unforgettable. Don't blink, because it could be Tank's final knockout moment. But if fans are lucky, this leaked sparring footage won't be the last time we see Tank and Floyd face off. Imagine Gervonta Davis in his prime stepping into the ring for a final showdown against the undefeated legend, Floyd "Money" Mayweather. If this fight ever gets announced, it would break the internet. The hype would be massive, even bigger than Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, and that already had the world buzzing. Picture Floyd's tactical genius against Tank's raw power and explosiveness, the GOAT versus the future GOAT. This isn't just a fight. It's history. The build-up alone would be insane. Press conferences filled with trash talk, viral face-offs, and fans going wild trying to pick sides. For Tank, what better way to hang up the gloves than by taking on the man who once mentored him? This wouldn't just be a fight. It would be the ultimate clash of eras, a passing of the torch, or maybe even a battle to snatch it away.
May not fight guys like Shakur or Devin. What would his legacy be then in your eyes?
I think his legacy will be in his time, which he need to be respected for, that Tank did what most of the greats did in their time. One ballot, as far as I'm concerned, Hall of Famer. So based on that, in his time, as far as his era, where it was loaded with fighters or fights and fighters that could have fought each other and they didn't. Every era has that same situation. I don't think they're ever going to go away or ever would be something dismissed from eras of conversation. But I think Tank Davis, understand his path and going to go by what he feels. Hey, he's young still, might change his mind, who knows? Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights where there's an automatic repeat or rewind of something spectacular on his way out.
If this happens, we're all in for a wild ride, and every fan will be glued to their screens for what could be the most epic farewell fight ever. So, what do you think? Did this sparring session change their relationship forever? And more importantly, does Tank still have a shot at becoming an all-time great, or has he already peaked? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.